You have found the keys to unlock the door to heaven, a never-ending journey of success. Peace to you. What is going on, all you beautiful people out there? Today is the day for the Master Key System. This is actually the last lesson of the Master Key System. There's a couple more parts, but altogether, the original text of this book, this is the last lesson. So I'm excited to go through this with you. It's very, very impactful, beneficial, powerful. So stay tuned through the whole video and the keys will be unlocked to you. So, as you know, I'm gonna go through the introduction, then there's a few parts that I've highlighted that I'll go over, and then we'll get to the application. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Enclosed, you will find part 24, your final lesson of this course. If you have practiced each of the exercises a few minutes every day as suggested, you will have found that you can get out of life exactly what you wish by putting into life that which you wish. And you will probably agree with the student who said, the thought is almost overwhelming, so vast, so available, so definite, so reasonable, and so usable. The fruit of this knowledge is, as it were, a gift of the gods. It is the truth that makes men free, not only free from every lack and limitation, but free from sorrow, worry, and care. And is it not wonderful to realize that this law is no respecter of persons, that it makes no difference what your habit of thought may be? The way has been prepared. If you are inclined to be religious, the greatest religious teachers the world has ever known made the way so plain that all may follow. If your mental bias is toward physical science, the law will operate with mathematical certainty. If you are inclined to be philosophical, Plato or Emerson may be your teacher, but in either case, you may reach degrees of power to which it is impossible to assign any limit. An understanding of this principle, I believe, is the secret for which the ancient alchemists vainly sought, because it explains how gold in the mind may be transmuted into gold in the heart and in the hand. The information in this book has given us keys that, if used with deliberate effort, will grant us peace and freedom and abundance. This information is for anyone who is willing to believe and have a desire to better themselves. No matter who you are or what position you are in life, this is available for you. If you use this knowledge to support your religious beliefs, you will receive religious information in abundance. If you use this knowledge for scientific beliefs, you will receive an abundance of scientific knowledge and things that will just make sense to you. If you use this knowledge for spiritual guidance, you will be guided along a path of least resistance and enjoy every second of it. Either way, you will find freedom and abundance on any path you choose to take with this information. When your foundation of beliefs, ideas, outlooks are full of positivity and limitlessness, you have found the keys to unlock the door to heaven, a never-ending journey of success. That's what I get from this introduction. So now we're going to head on over to number 4. The whole range of the theory and practice of any system of metaphysics consists in knowing the truth concerning yourself and the world in which you live. In knowing that in order to express harmony, you must think harmony. In order to express health, you must think health. And in order to express abundance, you must think abundance. To do this, you must reverse the evidence of the senses. Get to know who you are. Build a strong, deep connection with yourself. Find out who you truly are and what your true capabilities are, beyond what you have been told by the outside world, by anybody. Know that you are creating your tomorrows through your thoughts, feelings, outlooks, and perspectives. Get a new understanding of the world and what the sky, stars, ocean, people, plants, feelings of anger, happiness, frustration, hunger, all of these things. Get a new understanding of what they are. What you think is what you get. So don't allow the outside world, the physical world, to trick you into thinking certain things are not possible or real. Reconstruct your mind and the outside world will change along with it. Your current physical world is only a projection of your past ways of thinking. The beliefs you've held, the things you think you and the rest of the world is capable of. So your present moment is only showing you where you are mentally. Don't allow your current moment to limit your beliefs of what you can do. Because I have this much money in my bank, I can't do this. Because they say a human can only lift this much weight, I won't be able to do this. Because they say plants only give off this, or whatever the case may be. Don't allow what you've been told up to this point to limit, to dictate what you are able to think in your mind, to put into fruition, to put into your future. Your thoughts create your tomorrows. Deeply understand this message, and you'll be able to create a life for you that is blissful, that is peaceful, that is so worth living and enjoyable. It's up to you. Now we'll go over to number 10. Remember, and this is one of the most difficult as well as most wonderful statements to grasp. Remember that no matter what the difficulty is, no matter where it is, no matter who is affected, you have no patient but yourself. You have nothing to do but to convince yourself of the truth which you desire to see manifested. Every form of concentration, formal mental images, argument, and autosuggestion are all simply methods by which you are enabled to realize the truth. No matter what you are going through, no matter how bad the world seems to be, no matter what, it is up to you to not allow the outside world to dictate how you will feel or the outlooks you will keep in your mind. You must continue to believe and know that whatever desires you have, they are coming into fruition. We cannot allow the journey to distract us so much that we lose sight of the destination. The things that happen throughout the journey may not be what we want, but they are necessary to get us to where we want to be. So we just allow them to happen without any judgment and without continuing to entertain the negative or unwanted things that are happening. Because if we entertain them, the things we don't want to happen, the things that are low vibrational and causing us to not be who we deeply are, certain foods we may eat, certain music we may listen to, certain people we may hang around, certain paths we may choose to go down because it seems like that's what everybody else is doing. If we choose to entertain those things, we may never reach our destination. But if we just allow ourselves to, without judgment, watch them float by, then we allow the universe to work in harmony with our desires, and we continue down the path toward the things we want, toward receiving the blessings that our source has in store for us. Have fun, live your life, YOLO. But if you are on a path where you are wanting, you're seeking new things for your life, for yourself, you're seeking expansion and success, you can't get upset when you're still entertaining those other things. You can't say, woe is me, and why are things not happening for me, if you're still entertaining things that you know aren't deeply who you are inside. You have the decision to do whatever you want to do. It's fun here on this earth. But don't start blaming other people and being upset with yourself if you aren't getting the things that you want because you're still attached to things in your past that did not serve you. So now we're going to go over to number 23. Our environment and the innumerable circumstances and accidents of our lives already exists in the subconscious personality, which attracts to itself the mental and physical material which is congenial to its nature. Thus, our future is being determined from our present, and if there should be apparent injustice in any feature or phase of our personal life, we must look within for the cause. Try to discover the mental fact which is responsible for the outward manifestation. It is this truth which makes you free, and it is the conscious knowledge of this truth which will enable you to overcome every difficulty. The conditions with which you meet in the world without are invariably the result of the conditions obtaining in the world within. Therefore, it follows with scientific accuracy that by holding the perfect ideal in mind, you can bring about ideal conditions in your environment. Boy, this is gold. The opportunities, the situations, the people, the occurrences, the moments that come into your life are all manifested from your previous ways of thinking and believing. And your next moments, your tomorrows, your next years, your next seconds will all be created from your current ways of thinking and believing. So if you want different results in your life than you have been getting, change your thought patterns, beliefs, the things you think are possible for you and the world. If you are more of a pessimist who sees the bad in things, or you call yourself a realist, and you like to validate your ways of thinking by saying, I need to be more safe than sorry. I need to be realistic because what if this and this goes wrong, and what if this and this doesn't work out? You are only harming yourself by conditioning your mind to be more low vibrational. And a low vibrational mind creates low vibrational emotions and perspectives, which in turn manifests a low vibrational reality. Make it easier on yourself by eliminating certain foods, beverages, certain people, certain habits and such that are causing you to be on a lower vibration than you know you can be in. It's up to you how serious you take yourself, which will determine the reality you live in. Don't blame anybody on the outside world. Take full responsibility of where you are right now and start to put in your mind the reality you want to live in, the thoughts, the beliefs that you would rather have and carry you throughout the rest of your journey. Your physical life will catch up to your mental life with time and consistency. So now we're going to go over to number 28. Men have heretofore generally used the word God to indicate this universal creative principle, but the word God does not convey the right meaning. Most people understand this word to mean something outside of themselves, while exactly the contrary is the fact. It is our very life. Without it, we would be dead. We would cease to exist. The minute the spirit leaves the body, we are as nothing. Therefore, spirit is really all there is of us. When the truth of this statement is realized, understood, and appreciated, you will have come into possession of the master key. But remember that only those who are wise enough to understand, broad enough to weigh the evidence, firm enough to follow their own judgment, and strong enough to make the sacrifice exacted, may enter and partake. Everything is connected. Whether you think of this in terms as consciousness, which is flowing through everything, as God, who is a part of everything, or a string theory relating to quantum physics, we have the ability to use this magic, this God-given power, by the utilization of our thoughts, our ability to think. What you think, you create. So clean up your mental home and the thought patterns you've created from childhood, from wanting to fit in, from wanting to be right, from listening to educational opinions, whatever it may be. So start to believe whatever you want to be true for you. Because either way, you're creating whatever you think is true. So it might as well be something that you want to come into fruition instead of something you reject or you fear or you dislike. Who cares who said this particular information is more true or this is real and this is not real? Who cares what scholar, what priest, what scientist, what government worker, what anybody says? Who cares? Not to say they're wrong, because they're going to continue to find more and more information. 10 years from now, the information they told us now is like, oh, well, this information is more right. So not to say they're wrong, just to say I'm going to believe what makes me feel happy, what makes me feel like it's going to work out for what I want in my life. Not to say what I think is more right and better. What I think is right for me makes me happy. So I'm going to continue on with this journey for me. I respect whoever does not agree with me. And I need people to not agree with me because they need to be their own individual person and create their own life and go along their own purpose. Okay? This is not something that is supposed to be looked at as selfish or self-centered. You should want to believe in your own types of truths and find your own way of living. Don't depend on somebody else's information, because chances are their information is going to be piled over by a new type of information, by a new finding. Not to say it's wrong, just to say I'm going to think about what is best for me so I can be my best version, so I can give and be better for everything around me. Okay? Now we're going to go over to the application. This week, try to realize that this is truly a wonderful world in which we live. That you are a wonderful being. That many are awakening to a knowledge of the truth. And as fast as they awake and come into a knowledge of the things which have been prepared for them, they too realize that eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath it entered into the heart of man, the splendors which exist for those who find themselves in the promised land. They have crossed the river of judgment and have arrived at the point of discrimination between the truth and the false, and have found that all they ever willed or dreamed was but a faint concept of the dazzling reality. So, take a moment and see the beauty in all things. Realize just how magical this place, this school we call Earth, is. The more you have these thoughts, the more beauty you will be able to perceive. And all the stories of heaven, Garden of Eden, the land over the rainbows, were only a glimpse of what our true reality can be. Once we allow our minds to welcome positivity, peace, and wonder, and extinguish fear, lack, and doubt. Once you begin this journey of getting rid of those low vibrational thoughts, realizing that your power is within your thoughts, the things you believe, the outlooks that you have. Once you really, really start to live this lifestyle, start to make it a part of who you are, life will continue to become more and more peaceful and blissful. Even if the world seems to be going to hell, out of your eyes, out of your senses, you will still be in heaven. Not to say you won't have feelings of anger or frustration, that's not what is being said here. It's just that your realization of the occurrences that happen, of your emotions that come through your being, won't bring you to certain lows that it once did before. You will realize the purpose in anger. It's a beautiful emotion to have and to discern what is for us and what is not for us. Okay? It's all up to you. My king, my God, my goddess. Much, much love to you. I appreciate you for being here throughout the whole video, watching and learning. Isn't it just so amazing how we can listen to something, read something, to open our minds so that we can live an entirely different life than we did 20 minutes ago, a month ago. Information is gold. Stay tuned because there's going to be more and more videos coming. Much, much more knowledge, wisdom, insight for myself and for you. Okay, I love to learn just as much as you. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. I know nothing at all. I continue to receive, and I give, and I be. Anywho, may you have a wonderful week. You and all your loved ones will be blessed and happy and joyful all throughout this week. I know you will. Peace and much, much love.